You may be wondering why it is that I am lagging as much as I do. Well, it's because I'm back on my first All the Mods 9 world. The reason for that is I've been very busy lately with work and whatnot, so I haven't had much time to play games. But in my free time, I've been getting into some GregTech, which we'll have a look at here in a second. But just for anyone wondering why the gameplay is lagging as much as it does, this was my first foray into modded Minecraft in, like probably 5 or 6 years, and I did not know how half these mods work. Like, look at this monstrosity right here, which I need to fix, but I'm too lazy to fix. But yeah, I've already done some stuff to clean up the lag. Like, this used to be hundreds and hundreds of hopper botany pots. Thankfully, that's gone, but there's a lot of lag that needs to be worked on. Oh, what's just finished? Was that a wire mill? Mill. It was. So let's talk about some Greg, shall we? This is the furthest I've ever made it into GregTech, ever, just in general. We're not going to worry about this little setup right here. This is for something that I'm working on in the future. So let's talk about Greg. Now, I've tried to get into Greg multiple times. I've done Steam Age and early, like very, very early LV a few times. The furthest I managed to get in general was in this particular world. Let me open up the quest page. It was to around about, hadn't unlocked this, hadn't unlocked that. I'd sort of gone through here and through up to about here. So not the sodium bisulfate, not the gallium, not the cobaltine, none of that shit. I've also tried playing GregTech packs. I've tried playing GTC EU Modern, I think it's called. The GregTech Community Edition Universal Modern pack. I've also tried playing Nomi Factory. Nomi Factory I have around like 30 hours, or 20 hours in. And I got very frustrated because I didn't want to go through all the tedious microcrafting, which I hate about early game GregTech, which sucks because I want to get into late game GregTech. This all was super fun to set up, but I just hated it. Hated getting to that point just because I found it very tedious. Looking back, I might try that again. Maybe try the new Moni Factory, like the 1.20, I think, port of Nomi Factory. But for the time being, let's discuss what I have set up here. So I've amended some of my stuff that I had before, and I've changed up the base a little bit since the last time I played on this world. So I've started using these wireless connectors. They're very useful. Made the switch over to just 4 giant co-processing units with multiple crafting CPUs. An unobtainium furnace, which is really, really good. Some more molecular assemblers and flux network. I also got, it's in my main base. Let's go back to home. It should be in here. I actually had a star on this world. I've discussed it in a previous video already, but I had the star. I used that star to create the ultimate energy, or the creative energy cube, so that I don't have to worry about energy anymore because I didn't feel like going through the process of setting up a fusion reactor. Is it a little bit cheaty? Well, it's not cheaty. I worked my ass off for it, but yeah, you get where I'm coming from. So all of this, I'm not worrying about power anymore. To get the power to convert from FE to EU, I'm using these energy converters, the LV 8 amp energy converters. I wonder, LV energy converter. Is there a 16? Oh, I knocked my mic. Is there a 16 amp version? Oh, there is a 16 amp. I might have to make a switch over to that because from what I can understand, so it seems like, so yeah, so the cables can only hold up to a certain amount of amps at a certain voltage. The voltage being LV, MV, etc., which you can see in here. LV, MV, HV, EV, IV, LUV? You know what I mean. You get where I'm coming from with that. So, from what I can understand, voltage, the cables can work at that tier or anything lower. So these are MV cables, so they'll work for MV or anything lower. So they work for MV, LV, and ULV. That's my understanding. Amperage, from what I can understand, dictates how much you can have on a given like how much energy output you can have on a given like cable, I think. It also affects conversion. So this is an MV electric blast furnace. So to get the EBF at LV, using LV power, you have to get the two LV energy converters, or whatever your GregTech power generation is, and have 4 amps going into each of these energy ports, which creates 8 LV amps, which is 1 MV amp. That's my understanding of it. Or maybe it's 4. Actually, let me double check. Electric blast furnace. Sorry. So it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So 4 amps of LV equals 1 amp of MV. And I imagine it continues up the chain where 4 amps of MV is 1 amp of HV, sort of thing, so on and so forth. That's my basic understanding. I don't think these cables are good enough to carry the energy more than a few machines, because these have higher throughputs or higher per tick energy consumption. Flux points apparently work as well. I didn't know this until after I'd already built half of this shit. I think the flux points are a little slow though. To my understanding, I think they're a little bit slow. I remember seeing one of the machines struggling to keep up, but I'll work for this system, my wire mill system. This is going to be my localized wire mill factory. I'm going to set it up with flux points on all of them and see how that handles, because they're all set to bypass limits, so they shouldn't have to worry about energy throughput issues. So let's start off of how I did what I did. So we started off with the Steam Age stuff. The Steam Age quest page is fairly good at teaching me everything. There's some issues with the LV chapter that I feel like could have been explained better. What was it? There was something about it. Well, it's partially it's like it could have been explained better, but also partially it was my fault because I was trying to get like the gallium dust without having done either of these. And that's what initially I quit GregTech because of back when I played on this world a couple months back. So starting off with the beginning, I think, so yeah, I went through the chemical reactor stuff to get through the sulfur chain. I just did this with encoding. If you're having trouble keeping up with it, like this is very useful to know. If you're having trouble keeping up with your sulfur requirements, you could start centrifuging 2 blaze powder to make sulfur dust. So I have a centrifuge that's for the oxygen line. I think this is for sulfur. No. Or maybe I didn't centrifuge the sulfur. Is it this one? Oh, that's an interface. Oh, that's for the passive oxygen line, I think. I don't think I actually had the sulfur set up. Weird. But, so basically what I started with is I just worked from here, outwards, 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 along with the quest page. So I got the alloy smelter first. This one is for copper nickel, red alloy, and tin alloy. This is my wire mill. I'm using it for the basic wires. These fine wires, despite the fact that it says you need a not printed circuit, the program circuit, it seems to work on setting 1, which is what all the other settings use. Alloy smelter, this one's used for rubber ingots. This centrifuge is used for glue and blaze powder. There you go. Sulfur dust and blaze powder. I'm actually going to quickly grab that out and open my next terminal. We're just going to cycle that through because we want it to be crafting. We want the system to know it's crafting sulfur as a main priority. Extractor was for raw rubber pulp. I do plan on getting a more bulk rubber pulp setup over here once I've done the wire mill setup. Currently, the main goal is getting up to the point where I can automate LV machines at a decently fast pace. That's my current goal, is I want to be able to make LV machines quickly. Okay. And then the assembler is just used for these recipes. So like the low voltage coils, the copper nickel coil blocks, etc., etc. That this is on a separate LV energy converter sort of network, not network, but like line, because this one's only powering 3 machines, this one's powering 3 machines. Some of them can power 4, some of them can only power 3. Here I've got my lathe, I believe, my alloy smelter, bender, and another alloy smelter. This one's for rubber sheets. This one I have no idea. Probably for plates. Glass tubes and all my like screws, rods, and wood pulp, which I believe is for the phenolic circuit boards. I'm pretty sure. This is my passive oxygen line. So this rock crusher creates cobblestone from lava and water on either side, and outputs into an ME interface. A little helpful tip is I like to just have everything in my storage system. I don't know how viable this is for late game Greg, but for the time being, I just have everything outputting into my main storage system, which is poorly optimized as it is, but that is another problem for another time. And I just set it to auto output back into the ME interface. And this one has a export bus with the cobblestone to make gravel. That's fed through the side, so that auto outputs through the side. This one auto inputs from the side to create gravel. This one is... Oh, wait, sorry. This one creates gravel. This one creates sand. Auto outputs into here, which creates glass and oxygen gas. Which... Oh, it needs oxygen to make more oxygen. That's right. Because it makes the glass. That goes into here, my macerator, which macerates into glass dust, which gets centrifuged into silicon dioxide, which then gets electrolyzed into silicon dust and oxygen gas. It's a gas positive system, I believe. So we're making more oxygen gas than we're using, which is important because we need the oxygen gas for the EBF. Over here is, let's see if my memory serves me correctly. Oh, this is the sulfur chain. So this one creates sulfur dioxide with sulfur dust and oxygen gas on program circuit 2. This one creates sulfur trioxide with sulfur dioxide and more oxygen gas. This one creates, I believe, sulfuric acid with sulfur trioxide and water. These are all set to autocraft whenever I need them. So if I go like sulfuric acid, let's quickly just switch it to you. Let's just go like 1 bucket. And then it should start working. So yeah, this is making the sulfur dioxide very slowly. And that pumps back into the system and then pulled back into the system to make sulfur trioxide. No, sorry, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. This one's sulfur trioxide. This one is for the sodium bisulfate dust with the hydrochloric acid, salt, and sulfuric acid. It creates hydrochloric acid. So it creates sodium bisulfate with salt and sulfuric acid. Salt. Do I have a recipe for salt? I believe I do. Salt. Salt. No, I don't, but I've got 44,000 lying around, which I assume is from a mechanism system over there. This one is for the sodium persulfate, which is sodium bisulfate with hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas, I have no idea how I'm getting. I'm not entirely sure. Hydrogen. Oh, wait, no, that's a byproduct of one of these, isn't it? Am I remembering correctly? I actually have no idea how I'm getting the hydrogen gas. Oh, no, sorry, this creates hydrogen gas. So it takes sodium bisulfate, and produces half a bucket of sodium persulfate and hydrogen gas, which then goes in my system. This forge hammer was for sphalerite, because I needed sphalerite dust. No, it wasn't sphalerite. Oh my god, I accidentally just F11'd. 1 second. So the sphalerite was used for the... I know I needed the sphalerite for something. Gallium arsenide, vanadium gallium. So I was using it for sphalerite dust, which creates gallium dust as a byproduct. However, I think I might have chosen a different route in the end, because this is only a 5% chance of gallium dust. Maybe actually I stuck with it. Do I have bauxite? Oh, was it the what? Macerator, the bauxite? No. Did I electrolyze gallium sulfide? No. Chemical bath, crushed bauxite? No. Centrifuge of gallium arsenide? Maybe I went to the gallium arsenide route. Let me double check. Let's just pop open this terminal. It was, what is it that we were, I think it was gallium dust. Let me double check. It's so hard to keep track of that I forget why I did half the things I did, because there's so much. Oh yeah, so gallium arsenide. How was I getting gallium arsenide? Gallium and arsen. I think I went the gallium and arsenic route. I want to say that I went the gallium arsenic route in a mixer. No, how did I do it? Oh wait. I actually have no idea. Was I just doing this sphalerite and just, oh no. So I think what it was is I was passively processing sphalerite so that I would have gallium dust. That's why I've only got like 132, because I had like a fuckload of gallium, of sphalerite. And I think it's how it works is I just leave this passively processing sphalerite and I will bank up any of the residual gallium I get up as a result of that passive sphalerite production. So over here we have stuff for, I believe, the MV circuit, so liquid tin alloy that goes into an extractor. We have the arsenic dust, which is oxygen gas and arsenic. Oh, we need arsenic trioxide. How did I get arsenic trioxide? I'm trying to be as thorough explaining everything as I can. I think the arsenic trioxide was in the EBF. Yes, so we put the cobaltite dust in the EBF with oxygen. I need to get more cobaltite. I need to craft an LV prospector so I can go find some more, because my chunk destroyer did not find any. And the gallium dust that I already have, and the arsenic dust is used to make the gallium arsenide. And then I have no idea what this is for. It doesn't have a pattern in it. I think I was going to use it for something, but I didn't. And this one is for liquid tin and liquid glass. I don't know why I got a separate extractor when I have one right here. Seems like a weird decision for me to make. Liquid tin alloy as opposed to liquid tin. Yeah. So basically what I did, set up the passive oxygen line. This is an important quest to do. You'll need it. Very much so. I started on this the last time I played this pack, ages ago. Didn't finish it. Don't intend to finish it. I've got power sorted. Energy converters we've already established. I think I already had an assembler. Yeah, I'd already done this as well. So if you follow the quest page and try, so I recommend starting off with making the passive oxygen line, if at all possible. Actually, no, don't do that. So for everything you need to craft the various machines, have a machine already made for those things. So if you need wires for it, have a wire mill, have an alloy smelter, have a extractor for the raw rubber pulp. Everything you'll need, have it on an LV machine, so that way you can leave that running in the background while you do other things. And then I worked through the chemical reactor chain first, all this stuff, and then I think I did the chemical bath chain next, and then all processing I just did for the sphalerite. And then the electric blast furnace is very expensive, but it's worth it. That was one thing that was a bit of a bitch to set up. So the JEI page for the EBF is wrong. To my knowledge at least. Not the rotary hearth furnace. Oh wait, no, we want to go here. So multi-block info. Oh, what? No, apparently I'm an idiot. I somehow managed to, because I was trying to put this on the front. Oh, I think it was because I was like, I didn't see that this was supposed to go in the top middle, and I was on the GTNH wiki trying to look up the correct building specs for the EBF, and I think it said like muffler hatch LV front and center, I think, or it might have said just center, top center, and I must have thought it meant top center as in here, but no. So you're on the maintenance hatch here, muffler hatch with the heat-proof Invar machine casing all around, and then you can put all of these buses wherever you want. I had the energy hatches on the back. I have all of the input hatches and output hatches for gases and liquids on the side. So this one has an export bus for oxygen gas. This one has an ME interface to auto output. This one auto outputs any byproducts into the ME interface. There is a ME interface here, and there's a pattern provider here. This auto receives outputs. This is where items are input into. So for the arsenic trioxide, it use cobalt oxide dust and cobaltite. Oh wait, no. It's cobaltite dust to create arsenic trioxide, sulfur dioxide, and cobalt oxide. So the cobalt oxide and the cobalt oxide and the arsenic trioxide go into this ME interface, and then the the sulfur dioxide goes into this bus right here, with the oxygen obviously coming in through here on an export bus. I could not figure out what I was doing wrong for so long with this until I realized I was putting an import bus on it, and I realized I was a fucking idiot. This is expensive. I recommend automating everything that you need for this. So yeah, I've successfully made everything for, I believe it's called the good electronic circuit. So this one right here. So now I have two of them, and I can basically just go, let's go into here, good electronic circuit, and I have all of this automated already, which is fantastic. So I can literally just click start, and everything whirs to life. I've got it all muted, or for the most part pretty muted, just because it was getting really loud and obnoxious. My big focuses right now are more rubber, like better rubber production, because this is very slow. Better wire mill production. Assembler is fine for right now. I believe there's a multi-block assembler that I can set up at some point, but I haven't got around to that yet. So I'm going to be setting up this wire mill, because currently I only have the 1x wires on machine creation. All of the other tiers of wires are just auto-crafted. I'm planning on making the switch over to having everything on these wire mills here, and then upgrade them to MV, HV, LUV, IV, all that as it comes along. These have extended pattern providers as well, so I can make all the wires that I could possibly ever need. So yeah, that's the setup I have so far. Yeah, see, these are our big bottlenecks. That's what I'm working on next. That's why I've got the wire mills. I think I've done a fairly good job of explaining this. If you, like I said before, if you notice that it's just chaos back here, I am aware. I am fully aware. This frustrated me. So what I was trying to do is update the system so that I had localized storage for all the GregTech stuff. So I wasn't just filling up my main drives. But even the tag storage bus, I don't think has a mod ID filter. I might be wrong. I tried doing it like forge : GTC EU/star. That didn't work. So I have no idea how to just pump the GregTech stuff into here. Oxygen gas is already in here. Oh, it's because I can't get it out. Because a whole bunch of stuff, so the passive oxygen line, because I accidentally put the storage bus without a filter on it, so the oxygen gas was being created, and it went straight into here, because I had this storage bus on a higher priority, or I had it, oh yeah, it's on a higher priority. So yeah, that's why the oxygen gas is in there. I've got, for ores, if we go to the mining dimension. I've been talking for too long, my tea is cold. Yuck. I've had this running. Flux points have saved me so much time and effort, and I'm not going to keep the lava and shit from there because that's way too much effort. So I don't think there's any cobalt. That's sodalite. Yeah, there's no more cobaltite. So what I need to do is, first off, I need to get this all into my storage system, because this is so full. This is like hundreds of thousands of items. but lots of GregTech ores. So I might just cardboard box this up. Actually, do I have packing tape? Packing tape. That's the stuff, isn't it? The GregTech stuff. Packing tape. No, not packing tape. Mechanism. Oh no, it's cardboard box. That's the one. Let's quickly just... let's try the packing tape, shall we? Packing tape. Sophisticated storage. Wait, how do I... And then we're going to steal that. I'm also going to borrow this for right now, because I'm going to go make the LV Prospector, and... Oh, I just farted a little bit. Just thought I'd let you guys know. Make the LV Prospector, and then try and find some more Cobaltite. So let's go back to Greg. And then we're going to place down the packing tape. Let's just place it, like, here. And we'll slap a storage bus on that. Because this is a subnet, so we want this one to be... we want to set this one to extract only. Extract only, yeah. So we want to be able to pull everything out of this. Is there sphalerite in here? Well, actually, now that's online, we'll see if sphalerite's in here. Yeah, so there's sphalerite in there. Awesome. Not much by the looks of things. Oh, maybe. Oh, the basic forge hammer is so fast. That makes a lot more sense. We have appetite, which is good. We actually need to quickly set up this so that I'm going to turn this back on. Oh, wait, is it working? Oh, it is working. So I've got an export bus with a lever attached to it with a redstone card, so I can, like, bulk process ores that I just have sitting around. Because, like, raw ores I have so much of. Like, look at all this shit that I have that I just need to get rid of. The cobaltite is the big issue, though. Let's see what the LV Prospector costs. I know this has gone from being primarily a sort of, like, look at my work and a sort of guide of sorts, but I'm very curious of what else I need. Glass pane, LV sensor, LV emitter, small lithium battery. I need a canner, lithium dust, small battery hull. That requires battery alloy. What do I need for battery alloy? Battery alloy ingot. Battery alloy dust. Which is antimony and lead. That's a problem for future me. In the meantime, this is basically what I've done for LV. I very much have future plans for this world. Obviously working through GregTech a bit more. And I also want to do a full video where I just go through and fix a lot of the lag generation in this world, because the lag generation is insane. But anyway, until that point, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little look into my progress with Greg, the most progress I've ever made with Greg. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.